Hey guys, Blue Kool-Aid coming at you with a video. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope everybody has had a really good holiday, and God bless every one of you guys, and hopefully you guys had a great one. But I'm going to go straight to the stuff here. This is SECCHI HI1. We've been following this object, right guys, past few videos. This thing right here. I'll just tell you straight up, that right there is Venus. I was trying to figure out what that was, and I've talked about that in previous videos. But after talking to multiple people, and especially Scott over at Planet X News, he explained to me what this is Venus. And he pretty much told me, hey, this is why I'm saying it's Venus, and he's right. Okay, so this is Venus. This is Mercury. Okay, it's not saying it here on this particular capture. But we'll go look at something here in a minute, and I'm going to show you how I come to this conclusion. But anyway, what I want you to see is how this thing came in and how it leaves. Okay? So I'm going to push play. Keep in mind, this is the perspective from the satellite. Alright? So as the satellite's moving, the perspective of how it's looking at Venus is being changed. Obviously, because it's in motion. So, that also explains why, if you pay attention right here, it's almost as if, and it does if you watch this go further, Mercury started out over here, guys, and see what it's doing here. It goes straight up, and then it actually starts going retrograde because it's in orbit around the sun. And this is the perspective of the satellite. And sometimes even I forget that. And I was reminded, and it makes perfect sense to me now. So, anyway. But what is kind of strange to me is this is not normal, okay? Whatever all that stuff is, I don't know what that stuff is. And also, something that I've not seen before. I've seen objects like this on here, but why it has a tail and why Venus has a tail and looks kind of like a comet, I don't know. It could be a plasma discharge that's been suggested. It could just be from the angle of the camera, I believe. I guess that could kind of cause it. But it's obviously picking something up here that's coming off of Venus. Venus is a pretty volatile planet, guys, if you guys look it up. It's real close to what they call the Goldilocks zone, which is where Earth is at, and it's really good for life. But Venus has a really, really dangerous atmosphere. So if you guys ever look into that, you'll find that out for yourself. But I'm going to show you how I came to the conclusion after I talked to a lot of people about this, that actually, because, when I am told something, I do like to see it for myself. So it has nothing to do with not trusting anybody. I just want to be able to see it and then show people how to really kind of verify what we're seeing is what it is what I'm saying it is. So I'm going to back out of that. And then I'm going to go to the single day tool because we don't need the multi-day anymore. I'm going to go to, let's see here, let's go to the stars view. This is the HI1 again, guys. I'm going to show you that one object is Mercury. And the reason why is because with that one being Mercury, it's going to show you on the HI2 that the other object is Venus. Okay, and I'll explain here in just a second. Let this thing load up. Okay, so this is the HI1. Same thing, just a different filter. See, that says Mercury, guys. That's what that is. Okay, there's really hadn't been any question on what that actually was, but you can even see if you look real close, guys, that this is even showing up on this visible picture. Now, that's what causes me to question what this actually is. Is this some sort of light anomaly from the camera? I don't know. But I want to show you guys something here real quick. We'll go over here to the HI2. Okay. And again, same day. So what we're going to look for Mercury, because we know where Mercury's at, right? Oh, I went to the wrong view. We're going to go to the HI2, the view that's not the radio frequency, so we can have a visible in it, because it puts the names on the planets for us. Okay. That's why we're doing this. Just I want you guys to be able to see the process I go through. Okay, so I already know. Okay, this is where Mercury is at, right? Well, if you look to the right, just like it was on the HI1, the object that we were questioning, well, Venus is right there, guys. Okay, if you're wondering, Earth's over here. And again, it's perspective from this spacecraft. Okay, the HI1 and HI2, they're on the same spacecraft. They're different cameras, but they're on the same craft, so they got the same perspective. So with Mercury being here, it all but proves that that object we were seeing on the HI1 is Venus, because it's just to the right. Now, you can even look at this picture, or this capture of Venus. You can see how it's different than the rest of the planets right now. Okay, you see how it's putting off some sort of funky energy. It's kind of more blurry and big. So yeah, I'm 100% on the Venus thing. That's where I'm at in my opinion. So anyway, I wanted to show you that. Now, but I'm going to show you something really interesting right here. Okay, this right here is, I don't know what's causing this. This was really odd to me in a really crazy way, because I don't know, for it to happen in the position that it did happen in is more than coincidence to me. So the HI1 again, this is from the 19th. Yep, there it went. Okay, I'm gonna just pause it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to step this through. Yeah, what time? Okay. So, well, I'll just slow it down and hit play. How about that? It's probably better. Alright. So you're going to see something at the top of the screen, guys. And it's like a... Well, I'll just stop it. And, oops. I do that all the time. Okay, it's going to be at the top of the screen. It's going to look like a cone. See that? I'm going to reverse it so we can catch it. Alright. There it is. Okay. Looking at this. Alright. Now, it's interesting to me that it's happening. Now, I've not seen anything like this before on this HI1. We see stuff flying through there looking like comets and stuff. This doesn't look like nothing like I've ever seen on this one. Not to mention that it starts right at the tip of this thing that we've been talking about. Okay? It's almost like it's one and the same, and it's almost like there was something there that was like shooting something out, like it might have been, I hate to say this, but maybe a spacecraft of some sort. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm going to reverse it a little bit more, let you guys see that. Okay. So that's what we found out on that object. I just wanted to clarify that, guys. But that was Venus. I want you guys to understand how I got there, and I hope you guys understood that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys over to my my captures here on just my regular my gallery here. I got some stuff here that I think is very interesting. We'll go ahead and do this one. Now, I did do this to this photo. I took some of the brightness out, added some contrast. What it did was it just drew that out so you guys can see that a little bit better. Okay, I just showed you the original. That's what it looks like after I edited it a little bit. I didn't change any shapes or nothing like that. All I did was simply take some brightness out of it and added some contrast. Now, with that being said, we have to keep in mind that that is right there where that thing ends at. So, you know, that is what it is. Hope you guys can kind of understand that, see that, but, you know, hopefully I explained it good enough. Now, we've also been watching the magnetosphere, right, guys? Well, something else I'm going to show you real quick. You see that? This comes from the HI2, just from the other day. It's still there if you guys go look at it. It's actually moving. It's traveling. So that's what I was trying to show you. And if you see the hole here, we've seen this before, guys. It seems like it comes and goes, and I don't know what this is. if it's a camera thing or if it's something else that isn't what we think it is. I'm not going to venture out and say that that's one big huge object. Because if that's an object, man, oh man, that's a huge buddy. I mean, that's all I can say about that. Something else, I'm going to show you guys something, a little trick, okay? Say we zoom in, we thought we see something. We're looking at the HI2, right? Just pretend those arrows aren't there. Okay, now let your eyes look at the center of the screen and then zoom out slowly, like I'm getting ready to do. Okay, do you see how zooming out actually let us see that better? Okay, so when you guys are looking at these tools, these are little tricks that you can do to kind of see if we're missing something. Sometimes to be able to see something better or more clear, you have to zoom out, not zoom in. It's backwards of what you would really think it should be. But anyway, I wanted to show that. And then we're going to go over here. We've been talking about the magnetosphere, right? I mean, all day long, all night strong, this thing has been getting crazy. Now, I got to say something, preference this a little bit. If you go back and you look at the magnetosphere tool here, back all the way to when it first started, which is, I can't remember when the satellite actually started sending back information and stuff like that, but it's multiple years. If you go back to the start of it, you're going to see that this let's see here, I'll just take you to a picture here. Let's just do, yeah, you guys have seen this one before. Yeah. Obviously that looks kind of funky, right? Well, if you went back and looked at some stuff from years ago, you would see a humongous amount of activity. That's because the sun, guys, was a lot more active. That brings me to my next point, and I've showed you guys this before. Okay? This is why. Alright? 2002. If we had a representation what the magnetosphere looked like then, it would look completely crazy to us. It would have so much activity on it. It would be like a video game. But this is what it looks like in 2018. Okay? So why, then the next question is, why do we make such a big deal about it when we see stuff happen? Well, because when it is like this over here, we shouldn't really be seeing a whole lot of nothing. So when we do see it, it causes us to look. That's why. It's all about what's normal. Now, like I said, we are in a solar minimum, okay? That is a fact. The question is, how bad is the solar minimum? Is this one of those super solar minimums? Which I'm kind of leaning that way, guys. I really am. After watching a lot of other channels and a lot of other, research and data. I really have to go there, okay? That's just what I believe. I believe that this is not going to get any better for a very long time. It is a natural cycle for our sun to go into a solar minimum. It happens. It does. Just like a magnetic pole flip on the Earth is a natural cycle also. We have just come to the point as, I don't even want to say humans or anything, just we think that we see stuff and we think it can't happen to us. That's what I'm trying to get across. At some point, this stuff has to happen, right? Well, who says that it can't happen to us? That's the whole point in this whole community. It is happening. It's happening in front of our faces. Now, is it going to happen tomorrow? Probably not. When I'm talking about something happening, I'm not even really talking about, I'll just say it, shit hitting the fan. Okay? I can't buy into that just happening like with snap of the finger. Okay? Stuff is happening. Now, if it does happen that quick, it's because they've hidden stuff. I just wanted to say that. Okay? So just know that back 10 years ago, what we see and look at on these tools, it would be so much more active. And if you guys just slowly go back a year and look at those, you'll see it. You really will. It would take me forever just to show you guys that stuff, and I may put together like a picture, kind of like what I did with this. I may put together a progressive picture of the magnetosphere tools that we look at, just so you guys can see how active it actually was. But with that being said, the energy that it was sending off to the Earth from the solar winds and all the magnetic stuff actually keeps our magnetic shield healthy. Okay, because we kind of absorb some of that energy, and it helps us keep it off of us. So when we're not getting that energy, our magnetic shield gets weaker. And then when something does shoot off of the sun intensely, it hits us harder. It has more of a potential to cause a problem for us. Okay? Now, I haven't showed this to anybody, and I'm not sure, man, I might have sent a couple pictures out, but I want opinions on this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this. Okay, you see this, right? Now, what I'm talking about is this blue right here, okay? Now, why I'm pointing that out is, if you go look at, a lot of the times when we look at this tool, okay, and I show this tool a lot, time lapses, you'll see the energy, go this way, right? Whatever direction it's going, okay? But usually, like if we see a ball form, it'll shoot off the back out into space, right? And it'll kind of do one of these numbers and kind of dissipate, right? Well, it seems like this thing up here, okay? You see pressure, or we're just going to call it magnetics or electricity, whatever you want to call it. This seems to stay here, and the energy seems to travel either around it, over top of it, whatever. But this shape seems to stay. It might change color a little bit, but it seems like this is staying right here, no matter what's going on. Now, you can go back and look at these tools, and like I said, it would take me forever to even show you guys that. But I am working on something there so I can give you guys a visible representation of what's going on there as far as a time lapse. But, like I said, that particular thing is staying right there. Now, whether that is something actually there, all I know is the magnetics are staying there, and this thing is not shooting off into space. It stays there when we get hit by magnetics from this side. Now, is this what's causing some of the problems for us? I don't know. Again, I can just show you what I see. My opinion is, yes, it very possibly could be part of the issue. That might be part of why we're seeing backside pressure a lot. I got progressions that I'm going to show here in the next month or so, that the strong pressure was back here. Now it's moving up to here, and it's even getting closer. Okay, it's progressively getting closer to us, is what I'm saying. So that just tells me something's on the move. Whatever it is, I don't know. But yeah, I got some progressions of that. Okay, now this next thing I'm going to show you guys is, show you this one first. Okay, this is a typical what we see, right? We see pressure from the back, pressure from the front, and why I'm showing you this picture is, it kind of makes this like an egg shape, right? And this is kind of the equatorial line where the Earth is, right? Well, I've been seeing a lot of this. Okay, if you look, you can picture in your mind, just turn everything to the right except for the Earth. Guess what? The egg shape is now right there. So instead of getting pushed on the equator, we're kind of getting pushed on the poles. Not direct, not all the way underneath yet, but that's pretty close. and why I say that that's actually happening is, if you look here, here's the intense pressure. Okay, and these things, man, and you can even see it, that it's egg shaped like this. Now, it doesn't stay like that, okay, but I know that it is moving that direction sometimes. Okay, don't think that it just went straight to that, because it didn't. All right, now something else that I didn't point out. Look at that. Man, look, I mean, that is some odd signature, man. I mean, look at that right there. I have never seen that. Okay, now something else you need to look at here, and I'm going to show you here in a second. but there's kind of a void right here, and I will show you what I'm talking about. See that? See how the pressure stops here and stops here? Well, if you went back and look at a time lapse, it was connected and something just blew out right here. Okay, I've not seen it do that ever. And you can tell it was like a release of energy because look at the shape of it. There's nothing symmetric about that. It's just a complete poof of energy. All right, yeah, you like my sound effects? Now, what was that? Why did that happen? Well, guess what? I went back and looked. This is it, the exact same timestamp. Look at this. Okay, that's pretty spherical. Just saying. Now, I have some sort of a theory here, and I'm not sure that this theory is even, again, it's just a theory, guys. Okay? Really, seriously. Something I had a thought of. Might not even be a theory yet. It's just something I was thinking about, and I'd like to see you get your guys' opinion on it. Okay, so what I've done is I did this. Okay, I put together this little picture here. Now you guys have seen this one at the top before, possible stellar core. This was a few back, and obviously yes, that's very spherical. Okay, I mean you can't really question that. Then the next one this is like, I don't know, when did I show this? This has been like a couple weeks ago, I guess. So this one here was like from yesterday or the day before. That's that odd void right there in that thing. Okay, right there in this capture. I said thing, whatever. Anyway, right there, right? Now, and then we see this. So basically what I'm saying, guys, I'm just going to use this picture to draw on, okay? Actually, you know what? I'll go up here and use this one because that one's already there. So right now, basically what I'm thinking is this right here is a stellar core, okay? Whether it's 100% a stellar core, I don't know. Some sort of object. And then 2 weeks later, we see something similar in size over here. Okay? Now, the distance from the Earth to this and the distance from the Earth to this is almost the same, if you look at it. Okay, you see what I'm saying here, guys? That stellar core I was calling it was kind of right there, and then look where this void's at. Kind of right there, right? It's pretty much the same distance from the Earth. Now, my mind starts working there a little bit, and I'm sitting there thinking, how can that happen? Well, what if this is what's going on? And I don't know if it is or not, but what if this thing here is actually in orbit around the Earth now? What if the Earth has caught this thing and it's orbiting? Is this evidence of that? I don't know. But it's, yeah, I mean, it's kind of, hey, let's look at that, right? You know? We talk about a second moon possibly. You know, we just don't know what these things are 100% yet. And it's going to be a long time before we really do. But, yeah. That's just a theory I had. You know, let me know what you guys think in the comment section about that kind of stuff. I'm just thinking. That's all that this is. I don't really have a whole much more proof. I guess I could start researching it and going back into history and stuff. And if you guys want to help me out with that, that would be great. But right now, this is pretty much all I got on that part of it. But, you know, it does stand to reason that if something, you know, these stellar cores, if they do come in and out, they don't, the way I understand it, they're not typically moving slow. So, and if they do come in, you know, and it is grabbed in by the Earth's gravitational pull, and it's actually in an orbit now, you know, it doesn't have to be in the same orbital path as the moon. It could be further out, which this here looks like it would be, or it could be closer in, who knows. Just because it's in orbit, maybe that's where some of these odd eclipses are coming from. I don't know. But there you go. I mean, that's something I was thinking about. Now, before I get you guys off of here, just remember that one object on SECCHI, that right there where I got the question marks, that's Venus. guys. Okay? I mean, it's just what it is. Now, why it's acting like that, I have no idea. But in my mind, that's Venus now. You know, like I said, we can do some more research on figuring out why Venus is looking like that. But, my opinion, that's Venus. So, what I'm going to do here is, there is a new hub that we got to look at now, guys. This is great. Seriously. This is going to help you guys look at these tools extremely easier. Okay? What this is Planet X News, Scott, has put together a web page. And it's a good hub, guys. It really is. You know, Mr. NBB3 had his own web page, and he was showing, he had like quick tabs for going to the Schumann resonance and other things like that. This is kind of similar, but Scott has gone over and above here by, you know, showing articles and putting links to YouTube videos and stuff that pertain to what's going on, guys. This is awesome stuff. But what I like about it the most is the fact that, check it out. Now, if you do this on your computer, the way I got mine set up right now, I'm having to do this. But if you got it on your computer, it will probably, what I'm getting ready to show you, will probably be off to the right. But look at this. These are research links, okay? Look at all this stuff. SDO, USG, ISWA. I take you guys there all the time. I'm not sure if SECCHI's on here. I haven't looked yet. May or may not be. Doesn't matter. But there's, like I said before, guys, there are so many. Yep, SECCHI's down there. There are so many hubs to look at the same tools. And what he's done is he's put them all out here for you guys for easy use. You know, I mean, if you guys want to know where to go to look at some of this stuff, if you come here and look at this, research links, this is the stuff that we all look at almost every day. Those of us that do these channels. And it's great to have it all in one spot and not have a bunch of shortcuts to be clicking on all the time and trying to figure out on our own. So what he's done here is probably one of the most productive things I've seen in a long time. I'm just saying it. I haven't even talked to Scott about even saying any of that, but hopefully he don't mind me saying that. But that, in my opinion, yeah, that's what's going on here. So, you know, if you click on one of these, it's going to take you to that. So we'll click on, because I know we go we'll just hit the SECCHI, okay? It's down here at the bottom. I go to SECCHI all the time. You guys know that. So let's hit that. Let's see what it does for us here. See? Takes you straight to SECCHI. And then we can go from here, go anywhere on the SECCHI site. Okay? So we just push back, we'll go back. Come on. Alright, now, like I said, and it ain't just these research links. There's hubs, there's, you know, if you guys want to support him over there, he's got a donate button. He doesn't expect it at all. It's just something that people actually have asked him to do. And, you know, and that's rightfully so. Like I said, people that do this for a job, I mean, they deserve, you know, every help that they can get as far as trying to sustain their channel and make a living for themselves, pay their own bills. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys that because I think it was very important. It was very, very cool stuff because those links, man, that's going to make your guys' research a lot easier because it's all going to be in one spot. Okay, here's those links again. All right. And like I said, live meteor scan, NASA, the NWS, National Weather Service. You know, it's even got radar, Next Lab radar. The buoy data is out in the ocean. Okay, like when there's earthquakes or tidal, and that's what's detecting like tsunamis and things. The ionosphere, you know, all that stuff, guys. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome. It just really is. It's all in one spot. So, you know, now I will still be showing you guys how to navigate when you guys get to these sites. Okay, and I still probably will throw you guys a link or what have you. But I would suggest everybody go here and just click on this thing, man. I mean, it makes it so much easier. I'll leave a link here to this web page. It's a web page. It's not on YouTube. It's his web page, planetxnewswebpage.org. It's that simple. planetxnews.org instead of .com. So, you know, I'm going to leave a link, like I said, and I encourage everybody to go over and just check that out because, man, It makes it so much easier to look at these tools when they're all right there. So if you wonder what those of us that do this research are looking at, just come here and go down to those links, because those are all the tools that we look at. Well, probably 90% of them. There's other stuff that everybody just has preference of, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't say anything other than that's just a great thing to have them all in one spot. And it is. It's over here at planetxnews.org, and check it out. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys, give you an update. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving, and we will talk later. And I got some other stuff working here, so we will just we'll kind of end it here, guys. And God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.